here with Allie Henderson and Bruce Cook. Now, before I start this interview, I have to say these people are crazy. Honestly. I can't even. Okay, so they freestyle motocross. We're up in the back of Sexsmith. And this is your parents' property, Bruce?
Yeah, I've got 60 acres up here, and this has kind of been my playground since I was walking. Basically, I've been on a dirt bike about 4 or 5 years old, and kind of started with this exact same spot. But this, what you see behind us here, was little bumps, you know, that you'd just kind of ride over, and then it progressed, and bikes got bigger, and jumps got bigger, and now most of this dirt's brought in, and I got over 300 dump truck loads of dirt brought in, and built ramps, and jumps get bigger, and then yeah, it's just constant progression.
Unreal. So, Allie, you want to tell us a little bit about you and what makes this sport so compelling to you?
Well, I have only been doing this for a year. Actually, just kind of only been really riding dirt bikes for just over a year now. So all of it's so new and exciting, and everything is just so fun. It's so cool to kind of see what he's doing and see the level of riders that are around, and kind of aim to be at that level. But I just started one day for fun, and then it was a lot of fun, and we kept pulling the ramp back, and it just kind of kept progressing, and before you know it, I was jumping bigger jumps, and I went down south this winter to continue training. And
yeah, you went to Georgia.
I was between Georgia and Florida.
So Allie just got back from Georgia, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience down there?
So when the snow fell this winter in December, I was just not ready to quit riding. I was really addicted to it, and I wanted to progress really fast, and I knew that I had to go south. So when I kind of headed down south, I didn't really know where I was going.
Mosquito.
But yeah, I ended up down in this place called Durhamtown, and Durhamtown's kind of like the Big White, but for dirt bikes. It has like a lodge, a restaurant, accommodations, tracks, freestyle park, trails. So it just was like everything I needed: a place to live, a place to train. Ended up down there, got to my goal, which was 75 feet.
Okay, hold on, 75 feet, would that be?
That ramp set up right there.
Okay, so you jumped up that.
Not that one particularly, but I jumped that distance.
Now, do you have sponsors? Because I know this sport relies heavily on sponsors, each individual person. Do you have a sponsor?
Right now I'm working with Venom Power Sports here in Kelowna. They're just on low heat, and they're so good to me. They help me with all of my servicing parts, all that. They really hook me up, as well as RMR suspension. You can see my forks have Fox on them, so RMR and Abbotsford, they do my suspension for me and put Fox shocks on, and like this suspension saves me. Like if I ever jump something like that, it takes the hit before I do. So the suspension is super important. I'm very grateful that they've got my back.
Oh, I bet. Now, talking about your suspension saving you, what kind of injuries have you both had?
You go first, your list is longer.
Well, pretty much you name it. Yeah, this year's been a little nasty. This past year I did pelvis and a couple ribs and my foot and ankle. And yeah, I've done, I think, about 6 ankles, 6 wrists, and yeah.
You're like the operation game.
Yeah. they know me by name in emergency now, so.
Do they? Here he comes again.
Yeah.
Clear out his little spot.
Put it on the tab.
What about you, Allie?
I had my first concussion ever. I did that up here. Did a concussion, separated my shoulder, and then I broke my hand in the fall.
And you still continue to come out here and have fun. Okay, you're on Extreme, is that right? Tell us a little bit about that competition. Or
yeah, well, actually, we're putting on freestyle competition in Kelowna, Prospera Place on June 8th, and that's the first one that's been in Kelowna. Really, there's been a couple demos, but this is the first. Yeah, it's eight riders and 2 ramps, and we got BMX and mountain bike and street bikes and everything. So
okay,
that's yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
But do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself personally, Allie? Because I know we've been talking about you, but I mean, there's some. We had a conversation the last time I spoke to you. There's some really neat things that you want to progress into as well.
Yeah.
For being a woman in this type of sport.
I think mostly, like, I actually really just love the opportunity to kind of be inspiring. Like, it's cool when you get a message and someone's like, I really look up to you, or you make me think that anything's possible, and that's something I've always really stood for. I really believe that, like, anything's possible. Dreams are real. I believe in going for your dreams, and it's something I've struggled with, and I used to want to ride horses in the Olympics, and it didn't work out, and I don't know, like, if I can just walk my talk and say that, you know, dreams are real and help people accomplish that or see that, then it's worth every crash. It really is. So I'm pretty grateful that I've come across this and be able to walk my talk this way because it's very showy. So it's a good way to grab attention.
I guess it is. Now, our show is a lot about the Okanagan, and you know it's called You Gotta Try This. What would you guys say about the Okanagan that keeps you here?
We don't really actually stay here that much.
I know, but you know,
Always
what
come
do you
back.
love about the Okanagan? Like, yeah, Bruce,
You know,
exactly. What
I've been
brings you
to
back here?
well every major city in Canada and a lot of the small ones, and actually I've been to the majority of the states, like probably 90% of the states, and there's definitely some cool stuff out there. But like every time you kind of you hit Merritt and you're kind of coming back and you kind of come over the connector into Kelowna, it's like, wow, this is why I live here. Like as far as me, like, well, other than the snow, but it's nice to have 4 seasons. We got 4 solid seasons. We got the mountain, you got the lakes. Like it's the right size town for me. It's just like, yeah, I stay busy.
home.
Yeah, I stay busy doing. You can do anything here, and I'm always excited to come back to Kelowna and just explore. There's always something. Like been exploring for 25 years so far, and I keep finding new stuff
Yeah.
every day, like around the Okanagan. So that's what's cool.
Perfect. Now, if anybody was to find you, where would we find you on? Do you guys? I know that you have a social media. You're on Facebook. Are you on Facebook too, Bruce?
I am. Yep.
Yeah. And so, want to tell us whereabouts they find you? If you have websites, Facebook.
I'm at www.allie-henderson.com.
And yeah, I'm on Facebook, just facebook.com/BCFMX, and then globalfmx.com.
There we go. You got it from the 2 extreme sport people in Kelowna. And we thank you guys very much. Now, can
You gotta try this.